Good morning, ladies. My name is Chaz, and welcome to the What If Deku Was the Infinity Gauntlet? So, here. Just to be safe, that. So, so, let me explain details about it. So, first of all, there is a... So, he's basically... What I mean by him having, he is the Infinity Gauntlet, well, is that he has 6 personalities inside of him. Like, he has powers of reality, time. So let me redo this. Reality, time, space, soul, and power, and mind, I think. Then, because soul, time, reality, space, mind, and power. So each of his personalities represents, their key parts. So, But plus, you already have a sneak peek. I'm also adding Avengers, basically making it have a crossover. So, So, the version that I, went for is for, Thanos. Is that Thanos didn't create the Infinity Gauntlet or, any Infinity Stones, that stuff. He's just a Titan. So, So then, I'm also adding Zumi into this what if, so that the Zumi will go in, basically do, the same thing what her brother does, in canon version. Basically, but instead of her being quirkless, she actually has a quirk. So, let's jump right into it without wasting any time. So, Zuko and Zumi been born. And so, they had friends when they were 3 years old. From 2 years old to 3. But then at age of 4, that all changed for better for Zumi, but not for Zuko. Because the quirk doctor tells Zumi that she has a quirk and basically she can become a hero, but you, Zuko, you do not have a quirk. He basically lied to him. And so his parents ignored him all through most of his life. So from that point on. But the quirk doctor... So the only person that does know that the quirk doctor lied was Zuko. So, because he actually isn't quirkless, he actually has a quirk that's can trigger his powers. It's his calmness. If he's, like, say, if he's calm as a cucumber, like he's calm, it doesn't activate. But if he switches to the different emotions, like anger or sadness, yeah, it triggers his powers and getting his actual one. So his friends, including Ochako and his sister and his family, doesn't like him. Or actually, they don't even invite him to any special gatherings. Heck, they don't even go to his birthday party, so they just like basically cuts him out of their lives. So he basically the only person that actually sees potential, like, threat is, of course, himself. So he's not a threat. So everyone, so a time skip to 15. So he joins a quirkless school. Everybody's like, is happy that he's there. Or quirkless people are happy to have him around. They spend time with him. But then So then the time skip again. He does meet Thanos before her. And so Thanos didn't know that Zuko is the Infinity Gauntlet, and he could have just used his powers. But he chose not to. Oh. Because this version, he doesn't sense any, like, because he's so used to seeing quirks and quirkless, he never seen the powers that he's been looking for. So, plus the Avengers would interfere if he did. So, sorry, give me a minute. Yeah. So yeah, now we do a time skip to the sports festival because, But, so, it was during the fight thing, like, basically a battle round, and it was one lucky person, or because it was the final round, and everybody wanted to, because let's say Bakugo wins he got first place, followed by Todoroki and Dark Shadow. And because in canon, there could be like, after they give out gold medals, it's over with. But no, this version of, or this alternate version, is that whoever wins, or and there would be a lucky one to battle against first place person, like AKA audience, can basically battle against the number one contender. So they randomly chose, basically chose a number, and Zuko chose a number, or actually who they land on was actually Zuko. As he says, alright, guess I'm up. And so he jumps down, as he says, as everybody's like, that kid's quirkless, and how can he be chosen to battle? So there is waivers things, but Zuko didn't need to, or he did need to sign. So they basically, yeah. So when he did tell them that you're the only one, as he tells Bakugo, So, as Zuko was more relaxed, as Bakugo hates him because he's like, you quirkless loser. You shouldn't just be here because I just wanted to see my favorite people fight each other's. But I'll play along, as he shrugs his shoulders. So Bakugo comes in full blast, and Zuko did dodge, or he took the hits of it. As Zuko's like, you're always doing the same thing over and over again. Try something different. And as Zuko's getting bombarded by, basically Bakugo, you know, so no one knew. As Bakugo's like, why are you still standing? Well, you think that your little explosions could harm me? Please. I'm more relaxed than most of you guys. Because all of you guys seem more raged and all that stuff. But I'm more relaxed. As Bakugo realizes, as Momo, she realizes that Zuko did have a quirk. Or actually, he has a quirk. as he explains to, or as she explains to her classmates that he does actually have a quirk. As Zuko turns over, ding, 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 we have a winner. Huh. Yes, I do actually have a quirk. It's called Calmness of Flames. It's different from Zumi uses. Because more calmer I get, I can, but there's also as everyone, hold on. When everyone heard that Zuko actually does have a quirk, it might seem useless when, but let's switch to a different emotion. And Zuko says, switch emotions? I thought as everybody thought they can switch their emotions without having to actually switch. So when he says, which one should I pick? Maybe... Because no one, or everyone, because they could, or he could sense hatred and inside everyone. So he basically tells Bakugo that's like, you guys really hate me, don't you? As Zuko says to Bakugo, yeah, because you're quirkless and you're weak. Funny. I thought you were going to say something really clumsy. As he tells himself, as this is how you really insult people, including myself. As he says, as he tells himself that he has this stupid look to his face, and All Might doesn't care about anyone except for himself. As Zuko's body starts to change, as as his powers really activated, as his anger manifested, like his anger became so powerful as he basically, how the blue Goku, or like Goku Blue was, was powerful. Well, when Zuko activated his full power, as he says, this is enough, as Zuko's voice becomes, as his voice actually separated into the 6 people talking at the same time, as a beam of light shooting from, or his aura, as like when the beam blinded everyone, but when they regained their sight, they see him, 6 different people Oh, each one had like glowing eyes, as each one like basically had every. So Bakugo was stunned. Here, let me show you what I mean. Hold on, give me a minute. As Bakugo didn't realize his friend had so much power that even as he says, the we are the pinnacles of different of how a universe works. Yeah, as per or I'm going by their like basically different not colors, but they're more of a what they represent. Like Power Zuku, like that one that says you to basically to Zuku is called Power Zuku. That said that. Can't wait to smack you down like a you're so weakling. As time is much more like the different. Finally, we're out. Now. And he's more of a. Like, not psycho, but he's more of a. He's much more of a calm person. Much more chilled out guy. And then we have reality Zuku that's like playing the guitar. Let's rock this joint and all that stuff. Yeah. So, and then the mind Zuku is basically a nerd and says, well, I agree with time because they go by their code names of like what they represent. And then the space is like, well, and everyone was shocked. Your friend, or actually, everybody's so confused of why Zuku, why everybody's like, wait, is that Zuku? Or most people are like confused. Like everyone is like, wait, because all of them, all 6 Zukus have different hair colors that represents like what they are. Like basically, Time Zuku is green hair. Soul Zuku is more like emo. Like, these guys don't appreciate anyone these days. And like, yeah. All that stuff. So, when Bakugo's like, oh crud. As Mind Pain says, you must be Kasuke Bakugo, aren't you? The exploding kid that has explosions. Okay? And he says, your quirk is nothing with all our powers. Yeah. As Midnight tried to interrupt, but the time Zuko who raised his hand, and so basically Midnight got frozen in time. Like she could not even move her body. It's like one of those scenes from the it's like one of those scenes from Inspector Gadget where the bomb went off and it almost took did take the entire city, like froze them in place. Well, I'm gonna use MHA. Is it? I can never spell her name. Night. No, it's mid. Yeah. This girl, she got frozen in place. Because when she was like trying to interrupt the Mind Zuko, and so the time Zuko says, don't interrupt when the mind is talking. So yeah, so Bakugo, everybody's like, oh crud. They're bad news. And reality's like, let's make some noise, shall we? Let's begin our fight. Boom! As he hits his guitar, with enough force, as Bakugo was sent flying. As power jumps up and like punched him around like a little rag doll. As he charges up his move and hits Bakugo with enough force, sending him flying to the... Yeah. As Bakugo was getting beaten up so bad that that his entire body was bruised from the top of his head all the way down to his feet. Yeah. As time keeps like rewinding Bakugo back and to just like rinse and repeat cycle. Yeah. Bakugo had so much pain going through him that he even told them to stop him. I surrender and all that stuff. As everyone else, so the Avengers did come and try to stop the because all the pro heroes evacuate the entire, like, basically the audience away from him. As Zucker's, or the mind thing, is like, oh, look, Tony Stark. Or should I say Iron Man? And no need to concern yourself. As he used his mind power to, like, send Iron Man down onto the floor. As the Captain America throws a shield at Mind Thing. As Mind caught the shield. And he tossed it right back. Or he, like, flips it over like a pancake. Right to... it landed right on top of Captain America's head. Yeah. And his power's like, this is fun. As reality's just playing the guitar, and yeah, doing all that stuff. And yeah, I know I was on Bakugo, as everyone was scared. And so Zumi ran back in to try to, like, reason with her own brother to stop him. As Zuko was basically... So the mind thing... So the Hulk ends up battling against power. And yeah. And there's Midnight that is still frozen in time. And she's helpless. Like, she can't, like, move her body or her lips or anything. So then, yeah, stuff like that. Yeah. So then Zuko's like, that's more fun. And as the guitar Zuko plays his final note, as before he even did it, Zumi told all the Zukus that why are you doing this, brother, or Zuko? Or she still calls him brother because, yeah. As they said, or as mine says, that reason why is because you guys kept telling me or making fun of me for stuff like, oh, you're quirkless. As he snaps his fingers, and he's letting everyone see what he sees. As everyone sees themselves yelling at themselves. Yeah. So when everyone saw themselves, like, saying to themselves that, like, you're quirkless, you're useless, and all that stuff. Yeah. As everyone had tears coming down their face, and they had no idea that with that much hatred in their own hearts to Zuko was devastating, as Mind Zuko says. It's devastating of a person's words are more crucial than anything. Reality, please take away everyone's quirks to have experience. You're on it, or I'm on it, boss. As he plays his final tune, as everyone's quirks vanished without a trace. As everyone could feel, like they are useless. Yeah, everyone was like, they can't believe this kid. Now we'll make fun of you, quirkless, useless, stupid, and all that stuff. Like, they throw insults to the people that insulted them so bad that even, like, hey, they were like, oh no. And yeah, that was the entire planet was now quirkless, useless. They don't even have powers anymore. And, they're just now all normal people. The Todoroki lost his signature hair color. And everybody lost, so the people that have mutations, they lost everything. As Azumi runs up to Zuko's, and the only people that still have their powers is Zuko. Like, basically all 6 of them have their powers. As he tells them, or as she tells them, that I'll say for everyone here, or in this world, that we're all sorry for her calling you quirkless, useless stuff. As everyone says that, we're all sorry for mistreating you like that. So, because when Zuko did that, or reality did that, All For One just instantly died. So, there's no All Might versus All For One kind of fight. So when and plus the Quark Doctor, he actually died too. So sorry. So then, everyone did not know that. Nobody knew that Zuko had this much power, or as Mind says, you guys didn't know how powerful. There's one rule that I always, us Zukus, follow. Do not pick on someone that's more powerful than yourselves. Like, basically, think about if Bakugo chose someone else that has a similar power level, or that would be fine. But he's picking on someone that could bend the world in different ways. And so he specifically he told everyone who's a specific people that mistreated him the most, and Ochako was one of them, where she basically didn't know that Zuko had so much power, that even more powerful. So everybody's like, okay, this kid's way too powerful. We need to put him back together. As Hulk says, what, or like, Hulk doesn't, or he says this, or Hulk doesn't know what you mean. It means, as Captain America says, it means that we have to put them all back into one body. So that So, yeah. So Zuko ends up, or so Iron Man says, the thing is, I brought this, and I was working on it, but let's try it. As all the Avengers, like Thor, Hulk, Black Widow, Hawkeye, Black Panther, and like other characters, putting Zuko, who's 6 people, into one area, like tied them up. As the machine, so Iron Man used it, and all the 6 personalities fused back into the single one. As he says, that's what my powers are. As he looks at the Avengers, as he did slip right out of the handcuffs or the metal like barrel because when he went up to Captain America, he says, I believe this belongs to you, Captain. As he takes off a shield and hands it to him. To be honest with me. Do I look dumb to you? As everybody's like, no, you look great. Because Iron Man knew that Bakugo and the rest of them mistreated Zuko, so all the Avengers agree that to train him. So they're basically already in the internship, basically. They are the intern stuff. And so Zuko was qualified to join the Avengers agency. So, yeah. So when he did that, everyone can't believe he's so dang lucky. And as Bakugo, or everybody's like, because Momo, or actually, let's say one of the people says, he's so dang lucky. Everyone else with quirks are more, they can't join because they decline him. They decline, or so the Avengers decline the quirks. But when Zuko comes along with his powers, they're like, we accept you. Oh, yeah. So, everyone's jealous of how Zuko is. Like, yeah, he did use his reality powers to, like, bring all their powers back to them, like all their quirks. And, yeah. So then, yeah. So he joins the Avengers. And plus they're so popular that even everyone wanted to join, but because of like they had common quirks, like the people that were trying to join, he had common quirks like gravity as everything. Well, Zuko, who was chosen by the Avengers, they have they have met Zuko before, and one of the members is and he did undo the time for like basically midnight, so she is now moving around. Forgot to mention that. So the person that I randomly chose from the Avengers was none other than Captain America himself. Actually chose, or he actually met Zuko before, but he didn't know that he had so much power. So, yeah. So that was their first encounter before. But then the second time they meet, so Captain America, after they, second time they met, Zuko got accepted to that. So he trained a lot. As Hulk, like, because of time skip thing, he spends time with Hulk, Thor, and the Avengers. So, yeah, like, say one day when it was not Iron Man, let's say Captain America's birthday, him, and like he Azuku walks right out. Like he just walks away. As he still remembers that he still couldn't be invited to any social gatherings. Because, yeah. So Black Widow was like, huh. Or actually Hulk looks over. Or no, actually Thor looks over and he follows Zuko, you know. What's the matter? And as he says, well, because before, as he says, when I was young, like very young, like 4, or so after 4 years old, everyone didn't like me, so they didn't invite me to their any special events. They didn't, yeah. So this is basically the relationship, basically, like growth between, like, because he doesn't see Avengers as their own unit thing. He sees them as family. As Zuko actually, he did make the cake thing because one of his favorite hobbies is making or baking stuff. So he baked a cake for Captain America, and he secretly didn't tell anyone. And so then plus it was so good that even like everybody enjoyed it. So Thor's like, huh, you weren't invited to special events? I feel bad for you. But that's in the past. Well, I still feel like it still haunts me because of that. Plus, as he looks away from Thor, plus no one shows up for my birthday thing. As Zuko's had so much emotional, as Thor like hugs him. And because he knows what pain of getting rejected by society is more than just, yeah. So, yeah, he understands. As Thor just says, or actually, and let's go to whom Mingern and showing you around, okay? Because a time skip, Zuko is now, or so, because he actually walked around town, like basically doing night watch thing with the Captain America. It was the day, or it was night after the like birthday party thing. And so Captain America is like, huh. I heard from your conversation with the Thor. Huh. Is it true? Yeah. They, as it's, I don't want to talk about it. It's just, as the Avengers were like assembled, and as he, where did Tanya go? I can't. There's a villain that's in the hole or over there. I'll help the hero out. As he runs off, he did tell Captain America. As he runs, and he did kick Hero Killer Stain right in the face, or like drop kicks him. Boom. As Tanya was like, that's, stay away from here, or stay away from him. He's my prey. And Ezekiel says, huh, Tanya, as he says, because he did, or so he says, or he didn't tell anyone, but Tanya's brother is still alive. Because Zuko used his own soul power. His soul power to capture Tanya as his brother and replaced him with a clone of him to make him like, so Tanya's brother's like, or Tanya's like, is so enraged that, but then he hears a voice in his head, calm down. Don't, or like he hears the words of the wise. I'm still alive. And he's still alive. That's a lie. As I killed him. No, you killed a clone of him, but not an actual him. So, yeah, so when Zuko basically beats around Hero Killer Stain with enough force, yeah, he did knock him out. And is it true? Yeah. I've been keeping my eyes on him for a good while. So, yeah. So then Zuko basically, yeah. So when Baku, or so Tenya, was in the hospital, Zuko pays him a visit, and he says, huh, how's your wounds doing? Well, I'm a little bit injured, but not too bad. Huh. Yeah. And the part that, as he did tell Tenya that it was the aftermath of the Nomus gets killed by the Hulk and all that stuff. So the aftermath, and then Zuko just straight up respawns, basically basically he freed Tenya's brother free. See? he's unharmed. Yeah. As Tenya had tears coming down his face. As I know that it's not your fault. And he says, I know, and have fun on having talks. Okay. He's not very much of a... So Tenya is like, he sure isn't social. Huh. Well, based off of what I heard from his mind hanging personality, that his folks didn't like him, and so because of he was quirkless. But turns out it wasn't, or he wasn't quirkless at all. He had a quirk called Calm of Flames. So when, yeah. So he did defeat so Zuko did defeat Musclier. And yeah. He's just laying on concrete. Yeah. And he just basically won every fight. So, yeah. So then, now, a time skip to, basically, I like to call this part the rebirth of Thanos. What it basically means is that Thanos kidnaps Zuko, and because, yeah. So, Thanos captures Zuko, or Izu, I think, and tells him that you'll be the greater cost of, because your power is Zuko. And so they end up basically winning every fight. Or so he used his mind powers to sends a coordinates to Captain America. He basically wrote down exact coordinates. And he said, yeah. So the Avengers assembled, and they all went to exact coordinates. And so Thanos used Zuko's power to create clones, basically the more darker versions of him, of ones that you saw before, but way more darker, with purple skin color, like how Thanos is. Huh? Yeah. But, yeah, so then so Zuko ends up basically, so when the Avengers figured out that the clones of Zuko was mixed with Thanos, as they're like, "You're too late, heroes." The when Zuko's gets drained of all of his powers, then our Lord, Thanos, will become the most powerfulest one in the entire universe. As he did call the UA and like all the pro heroes to like get ready. This is an Omega level drill, or this is an Omega level, or Infinity level. And so then all the students, all the pro heroes were like, or some students are like, what does that mean? And the teacher says, this is what it means is basically a high level threat. Basically, as Zumi's first thought was Zuko, her brother, went to the bad guy. But then when the Principal Nezu tells, or to clear things up, it's he's back. Who? Zuko? No. Thanos. He's been causing a lot of trouble recently. But he's always been here way longer until he found a person. And that person that he found was none other than your brother. As Nezu points a paw at Zumi, because your brother was born as the Infinity Gauntlet. Basically, he's the only one that has enough power. So because if he drains Zuko from that power, he'll cease to exist. Basically, like, yeah, so all the heroes, so everybody went from, so Ochako can't believe it. This is happening. So Ochako actually loved Zuko at the beginning. Like, basically, she loved him from when they first met. But when at age of 4, she went for like, so she dumped him and she went for Bakugo all the way until Sports Wrestle, where he demonstrated his true powers are. And then she basically went right back to him. So, yeah. So she basically has encouraged to like save him from. So yeah, so they basically all went in. And yeah. So then the purple clones of Zuko that serves Thanos ends up battling against the heroes. And so they took care of them, and like basically they got close as Zuko's his body was decomposing. Basically, like soon he'll be turned into a skeleton. And as the as All Might, because Zuko actually rewind All Might back to Prime All Might. So yeah, but when he saw like what Thanos is doing to Zuko, he went from so he was mad. Here, let me show you what I mean. MHA All Might angry. Yeah. As he says to Thanos, because he's mad at Thanos for draining a student's life, as he says this, or because why are you doing that to Zuko? As All for One, or as Thanos says, it's because of his power. I want his power to be transferred into my body, and to balance the world, like it should been, and like all that stuff. So when, yeah, All Might, or when Thanos, or when Thor, Hulk, or so the Avengers heard, or all the pro heroes heard that reason why they're like, or Thanos, or no, Thor actually had so much respect for Zuko to the point of him actually saving even his life from it. So when he knocks the villains out or clones out of the way, boom. Hulk just like, because all of them sees Zuko as family, and they respect him as like he is part of their family. So when they knock the clones out, as Zuko's looks up with a, you know how like like All Might becomes like like when he basically debuffs, and gets turned to like a scrawny version. Well, Zuko's was the opposite. To like basically his like basically went all in, like, as All Might, or so Thanos is like one last drop of it. As it drops, as Thanos becomes like evolved form of it. Sorry. As he's like, haha, I have done it. The power of infinity is now mine. And you guys don't even stand a chance against me in this ultimate state. Now it's time for you all to witness the power. As he slams his fist against the ground, as Zuku's skeleton, or is now a skeleton. But there was one thing that Zuko mostly relied on that no one knew about. Because not even him knew about it. Because the power that... So, like, basically, the mind power actually took all the negativity of everyone else. He actually stored so much negative inside of him that even... So, when he died... And when he came back to life, or actually he came back to life, but with a little bit more sinister colors. His eyes turned blue. Like, same thing. As he breaks the glass, or the glass melted, as Thanos is like too busy trying to smack him around. But then it was like, time for you to die. Excuse me. As he basically taps on, or as Zuko taps on Thanos' shoulder and turned around, and he gets punched right in the face, sending him flying backwards. As he says in a demonic voice, or Zuko says, "Leave this guy to me." As him, the Thanos, or so Iron Man, like, let's say one day before, like way before, Iron Man did a cell scan on Zuko, and he was trying to figure out there's 3 powers. Or so the machine, I don't remember which one. I think Friday. He used Friday to, like, as she figures it out and, like, tells Tony's team that because actually when about his powers, about Zuko's powers, this is his demonic form, named Zero Destroyer Zuko. As Iron Man's like, ow. So, or they're all shocked by seeing this evolution of Zuko's. As Captain America's, or as Thanos is like, or should I say Infinity Thanos is like, "You dare hurt me?" As he shoots beam of light. But then the attacks didn't even faze Zuko, as he says, "You hurt me, or You took away my powers, hours of infinity, and now it's time to do the same to you. As the machine that he was strapped to was like designed to have two functions. One to absorb the Zucker's powers, and two is like a self-destruct sequence. So and this explosion was like similar to a nuclear bomb. So when Zuko grabs Thanos and like basically sends him nailed into the machine, he used his own Zero to force him into the machine. As he picks the machine up, because it's self-destruct sequence in 10 minutes. As it had a brilliant idea of him grabbing the machine with Thanos strapped to it. And like, he picks it up and he jumps, like he literally flew all the way into outer space, tossed it, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, kaboom! As, yeah. Here. Anime explosion. And yeah, when it exploded, hold on. Yeah. So when the explosion happened, it was like kaboom. And they all thought Zuko was dead. But Zuko got sent flying into like the bottom of the sea. But he did regain his powers. So, like, basically he went from looking like a guy from Solo level to looking like the powerhouse. And this version of Zuko is so because both powers fuse together to create chaos of the peace. So basically he is the chaos of peace. So, and he's way more powerful than anything. As his friends, his family, everyone that was there was sad. So when Zuko regained his consciousness, because his power doesn't even allow him to, like, you know, like the Titanic, all those people that died and sunk to the bottom of the ocean. Well, Zuko's body wasn't like that kind. Because he was born with a power of time And so he basically regains. So they had memorials, like basically. But when Zuko came out of the sea, as he feels so much better. So yeah. So then so Inko was mostly sad because her son, or she wanted her son to be accomplishing his dream. Or she thought, he died. But then the next couple days, he have been rough for them. Because they always think about how Zuko was a one true hero that they all needed. To actually lay down his own life to save others. And Inko even remembers like, because she actually used to care about him. Like, she wanted him to be a pro hero, just like she wanted him to be a hero. But then he died, or as a hero. And so when Zuko came back to life, he looks over as Zuko's like, as let's say it was the middle of the night, as he gets up, as he's just like popping his back. Why do I smell like fish? So, yeah. So Zuko was. So he walks around. But then he looks over and he sees like Captain America. Was just like on a patrol. And then with Iron Man, like doing scans around the area. Trying to look for any crimes. But then he's like, as hey kid, did your parents not teach you that being out this late is name? As he basically, Zuko's like, as he basically, it's like him meeting a Captain America for the first time. Well, but then Iron Man did a full body scan on Zuko, and Iron Man recognizes Zuko because of, as Iron Man flies up and straight up hugs him. It's good to see you back up and at him, Zuko. As Captain America looks again, as he had green hair there too. Like he had like long green hair. Or green eyes. As are you sure, Tony? As Captain America asked Iron Man. Are you sure this is 100%. That's true. I am. As they can't believe that Zuko actually survived that explosion. I do like your new outfit, as Iron Man says. Thanks. When I transformed into a big buff guy, and when I ended up, like, after the explosion, I woke up on the bottom of the sea. I looked like me, or looking at myself and saw this outfit. So I was like, dang. Yeah. So Captain America's like, good to have you back. Yeah, especially. And so as Friday says to Iron Man that he went through this evolution and state. No matter how many times. So then a couple days later, like a time skip, to basically overhaul. And everyone still believes that Zuko got killed by the explosion. So they're like, so Overhaul's like, it's time for you to join your brother in the afterlife. No, she doesn't. As Zuko, or as a bolt of black and white lightning comes and hits Overhaul right in the chest. Boom! Sending him flying backwards. Come on now. As he's just like, yeah. As Sir Night Eyes knows who it is. It's Zuko. Wait. Did his body change? As Zumi, he realizes that her brother's body changed a lot. So when he's like, as he beats her, so Zuko beats Overhaul around like a little rag doll. Oh. And because his suit was specially modified by Iron Man. And his weapon of choice is actually a staff. Where he can evolve, because he can use combat abilities like but because he can transfer all of his powers into a staff, that makes him more official. So, yeah. So, All Might was just... So, Zumi actually ends up basically is stunned. Even Class 1A was stunned. And that scene, this version of Zuko is way more like, come on, bro, come on. As Zuko, so Overhaul's like getting irritated. But then when he used his staff to hit Overhaul right in the forehead, and when it made contact, it fused, or it basically took away, or it did two things. It turned Overhaul's monster form back into normal Overhaul with all 5 of his pieces. And it also took away his powers, Overhaul's powers. As he's like, huh. And when Overhaul was in his monster form, the Zuko ends up or so Overhaul tries to hit him. Miss me, now you gotta kiss me, and all that stuff. So, yeah. I don't know if anyone says that anymore. It used to be a saying when every time someone, and yeah. Well, yeah, Zuko ends up basically, yeah. So then after the Overhaul fight, the Ochako ends up walking over, but instead of, so Zuko was like wondering what Ochako is gonna do. So Ochako ends up walking right up to him and kissed him right on the lips. As she says, I gotcha. And she smiles at that. Yeah. So he's so like embarrassed because it was this girl or same girl that basically dumps him to go for, yeah. So then the villain, so then after that, Ochako decides to date him. And also, the bit later down the line, he gets married and has 2 children. One of them is this kid. He has basically a power of infinity. So that's why he has no like arm with, or no like forearm, like how this one connects. Well, yeah, because yeah, and then so when Jimmy told Ingo before her that Zuko is still alive, and she's so happy to see her own, or when she heard that her son's still alive, she ends up like trying to find, or so she actually went to Avengers and wants to visit with Zuko. So they basically, Zuko and her basically went on. Like, basically, she actually hugs her own son in such a long time. Yeah. And she did apologize to him about, like, all that stuff. Yeah, that's okay. And, yeah. So then, the day of him getting so it was his birthday. Let's say a time skip to his birthday. As he still remembers when he used to be by himself, but now everyone shows up and like celebrates his birthday with him, because they, at the beginning of the story, they didn't like go to his birthday party or his birthday because he was quirkless. And then later down the line, they changed their minds to like, let's have him or has his birthday. And he didn't tell anyone about he was, the only people that do know that his birthday is that, or Thor and like, basically, and Friday. So because he felt like he was like been abandoned for all those years, he's just like not gonna invite any of the rest of y'all because So then Black Widow was like, you don't need to be by yourself anymore. I know that you're, with how much pain that you went through. Yeah. So then they have a birthday party and all that stuff. Yeah. And, of course, Ochako actually had her own, like, basically, or because they had kids and they celebrated Zuko's birthday thing with him, so that he doesn't have to be alone on his birthday. So, yeah. It's scary. I know. So, and there isn't like gonna be yeah. So, everyone had a good time with him on his birthday. So, yeah. So, then, after that all done, I believe this will be the end of the What If. Please leave a like, share, subscribe, and I know this is a long video. You guys, I'm very happy that you guys stuck around for this long of a video. I know, but at least I'm not doing it as 4 hours and 22 minutes. But I only want to ask for one like on this video. Just one, or maybe two, or more. Just See? Peace out. And reason why I'm doing these long videos is because of I don't have that little floating icon that usually tells me that, like, 30 minutes and all that stuff. But I chose to make this video into a movie, basically, of how at the beginning he's like all depressed and all that stuff. But then later down the line, it gets better for him. And then So, and usually in like Marvel's comics, usually the villains find a way to like redeem or like basically like comes back to life thing from that defeat. So, but Thanos was strapped to a literal like abstractor and it exploded, and so Thanos didn't have the powers of infinity anymore. He's just now he got launched into the black hole, so he died. So yeah, peace out, Cub Scouts, and have a good night or day. Depends on the time zones. Peace.